What I'm about to tell you may have you questioning all my opinions about movies, but let me explain. Controversial yet brave, here it is. I liked this movie. Believe me, I'm just as surprised as you are. Like so many of my fellow film nerds, I was pretty done with M. Night Shyamalan after a series of disappointing films. There have been a few highlights here or there, but it's pretty clear that his career has been on a downward trajectory. Knock at the Cabin had its moments, and Old was bizarre in a way that was kind of fascinating, but I haven't really been entertained by his movies in a while. So when I saw the trailer for Trap, I was pretty intrigued. Last year I made a video all about The Faculty and how Josh Hartnett was such a heartthrob, so I was very excited to see him back, and the premise of this movie looked really interesting. I was a little worried because we didn't get a press screening for this film here, which usually means they know it's bad. So you can imagine my pleasant surprise when I sat down in the theater and actually had a really good time watching this. As you've probably seen from the trailers, this is about a dad taking his daughter to this big concert for like a Taylor Swift type of superstar. But the concert is actually an elaborate setup to catch a serial killer, and surprise, surprise, the dad is the serial killer. Josh Hartnett is so handsome and so talented that it's borderline infuriating. In this movie, he turns on a dime from being this average, charming American dad to a cold-blooded psycho in a way that I loved. He is fantastic, and this performance deserves to be seen. There's criticism for this movie in that you really have to do a lot of suspending your disbelief as the plot moves on. It gets increasingly ridiculous in a way that becomes kind of laughable, but I think that's sort of the point. I feel like M. Night Shyamalan is out of that I'm the next Steven Spielberg phase, and instead he just made a fun kind of B movie here in a way that I think really worked. Are there parts of this movie that are absolutely ridiculous? Yeah. Is it filled with his weird dialogue that feels like he's never heard human beings speak to each other before? Oh, big time. But I also think it's really fun and surprisingly funny at times. So I'm sure this is going to have a lot of my film friends giving me major side eye, but I had a fun time with Trap, and I think it's worth watching.